Hey, nice to meet you. The name's Max. Maxwell Smalls.
What's up, guys? Karate Mouse here. Hope you guys are doing well. And I'm back with another video. Yeah, that's right. I'm back. Ain't no stopping me. I hope you guys are excited about Grounded 2 coming out. We got, what, a couple weeks ago? July 29th. So I decided to make another video about 10 things that I would like in Grounded 2. So let's go. Let's get to it.
Science.
Okay, for the first one I put different new buggies, and this one I put first because it kind of seemed like we're already doing that, and I like the whole purpose of the different bugs having different purposes. There's going to be a soldier ant at the beginning and the orb weaver, but I want to get that roly-poly buggy, the RP buggy. I know you guys like when I wrote that in the groundless comment, but we could get a black ox beetle wagon that pulls the stems and the grass planks. We can have a ladybug wagon, buggy that is just nothing but storages for the crates. We can have the tadpoles, be like little water jets or water transportation for us to get around. But of course, most importantly, what everybody's been waiting for is that bee buggy. Okay, we want to ride on a bee. Ever since Honey I Shrunk the Kids, we've been wanting to jump on a bee and ride it around the yard. Even if it has to be a cool down or it can't even fly too high. But I want to ride a bee.
Science.
Okay, for number 2, I put raft building. I want to build a raft, maybe a deck, but a nice simple raft. I heard there's going to be a lake, maybe, a swamp or something bigger than the pond. So, I mean, a nice simple raft would be cool to build. There might be threats in the lake. You can have a nice wind system above the lake, but a nice simple raft, even if it's just one kind of raft, you don't even have to go crazy and, build a crazy kind of ship. If it's just one kind of raft, yeah, I want to have a deck, be able to fish for some tadpoles or boatmans. But yeah, I want to build a raft.
Science.
All right, for number 3, I put fanny packs. And before you say, whoa, karate, what are you trying to make a fashion statement? We're shrunk in the backyard. Look, not only are they cool, they were very popular back in the day, in the 80s and early 90s, kind of around the time of the game anyway. And not only can we use them to be cool, we can use them as a storage, permanent storage. It could be a permanent 5-slot, 3-slot. We could always have stuff handy, and they look cool. Fanny pack, permanent 5-slot, 3-slot. I think that'd be super cool. I always have bandages, stack of dandelions, clovers, sprigs for a lean-to. But that brings me to my next one. So let's go.
Science.
All right, for this one, I put sleeping bag and lantern. Okay, as much as I love the lean-to, thanks for all the lovely, lonely nights. Thanks for protecting me. But I need my privacy. Nah, just like we just need something to craft and build, even if it's something in game, but something we can craft and move around. Because it's not only just something to sleep in, it's our respawn point, But a sleeping bag would be cool. And a lantern also would be nice and handy, so we don't have to keep, pulling our torch out. We go out at night. Now that they're adding weapons we hold in 2 hands, we have a 2-handed weapon as well. That way we don't have to keep putting our torch back and forth. We can just place the lantern down and keep killing. But yeah, I think a sleeping bag and a lantern that we can craft would be cool.
Science.
All right, for this one, I put glider. Okay, a craftable glider. As much as I love the dandelions, it was a dream ever since watching A Bug's Life to just float on a dandelion. I want something that I can craft, even if it's out of just the leaves or the clovers. There's a butterfly coming, so maybe, but it's just something we can just craft right quick and repair. But just a nice little glider.
Science.
Alright, let me explain this one. Companion mode, alright? Every time that you pick a single player game, you kind of miss out on all the other dialogue of the story, especially in this game. You only get to hear the voice lines of these characters. What if there was a mode that you can have a companion with you? Pick a single player game, you can either pick, Max, Willow, Pete, Coops, anybody or all of them to join you. They could be at your base, helping you fix up stuff. If you have blueprints out and materials at your base, they can finish the build, or you can bring them out to fight with you. You can equip their armor. You can pick how many companions you want to fight with you. A lot of games do it. Skyrim, Avowed, but just, I think it'll be cool to get a chance to have other players, even if they're NPCs, out there to fight with you. So even if it's an option, in-game stuff, but a companion mode.
Science.
Alright, for this one I put aphid powered mechanics. Okay? Ever since they introduced the zipper, I thought it was genius. And they just run around anyway, It's time to put them to work. We can have auto turrets. We can have transportation to get us somewhere. We can use the zipper method for elevators. Let's put these guys to work. But I like the whole zipper system, and that mechanic can be used for a lot of things in the game. Heck, we can use it for different bugs, but I think aphid powered mechanic thing is low-key Grounded's way of bringing power into the game. We could definitely use that mechanic for a lot of things. So aphid powered mechanics.
Science.
Alright, for number 8, I put jetpacks. Hear me out. Okay, this can even be something we get in the end game of the whole game. But the Rusties, the Tasties, even Windows Spectre got a jetpack. I'm trying to get a jetpack. The mechanics and the stuff's already in the game. Instead of grabbing an arm, grab a jetpack. But I think that'll be cool. Even if it's something at the end of the game, jetpacks would be cool.
Science.
Okay, it's been a long day. You just got back to the base. You're hungry. Your stomach gurgling. You get a plate. You see cheese, sauce, and then you see larva heads. Okay. Alright. Okay, don't visualize how it looks or tastes, but the name. Okay? Enchilarvas. Okay? Just the name alone. I want the name of the game. Just the way it rolls off your tongue. Say it with me. Enchilarvas. Okay? Ever since they introduced meals into the game a couple years ago, I've been pushing for Enchilarvas. So hopefully this time around, fingers crossed, we can get it in the game. Hashtag Enchilarvas. Alright, let's get serious. Alright, let's get back to it.
Science.
Alright, for number 10, I wrote event bosses. The toad, the sparrow, the bat. So every 30 or 40 in-game days triggers the event boss somewhere in the yard. You will know they have arrived by their unique scream, alarming the player to go search for them. These bosses can't be killed, but the goal is to get them down to the last health bar by hitting their weak spots 5 times. When down, it triggers an animation, letting out the beast scream and dropping a special unique resource as it jumps and flies away. Okay, you can have the frog drop, acid glands from his ward, so you can chip off some toad skin to make some poison arrows or toad skin flippers. Or you can have the sparrow chip off some of its toenail, and you can make some a sparrow dagger, sparrow arrows out of the feathers. You know, you can have a bat, not even a huge bat, like a baby bat. You know, but it can fly around, swoop down, and then the scream can hurt the players, knock the players down or something. And it can drop like bat fur or a bat claw or something. But a special events, certain times of the game, giving you time to prepare for it. And plus, a bat would look super cool in the backyard, especially if you have a castle, because it would look like a dragon. But yeah, event bosses. Every 30 or 40 in-game days, get the players ready for something, something. All right, guys, those are my 10 things that I would like in Grounded. If you agree or disagree, write in the comments. Let me know. Make sure you download Grounded. I think you can pre-install it right now on Xbox. But yeah, July 29th, I'll see you guys, all right? Peace out, guys. Karate Mouse, later.